Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Young, here's one up off the rim. Jarek Dudal with that shot, and Mask underneath. Defense is not there in time. Good move by Justin Mask.
Well, first. Nice pass. That's working that flex offense right there. And there's another timeout for Coach Bardella.
Montez scans the scene, finds the corner, shot is up. Ooh, there's another one. Aris, that's 9 for Aris as she's hit.
And Coach Segura said there have been some injuries on preps as far as the players, so maybe playing zone right now.
Fight's 3 is good. Jackson Fight knocks it down for the left side, from the left side for the Sun Devils. They lead by 10.
They're playing.
The perfect.
Symbieta, A. Marie Castillo, and J.J. Bach.
Well, we know all eyes are on Kansas City and Philadelphia, Super Bowl 57. But what's next for the conference runners-up? Can Cincinnati and San Francisco make it back? Make it 3 straight championship game appearances for each franchise? It seems like it. Because it feels like we're going to see a lot of Kansas City and Cincinnati over the next few years playing to go to the Super Bowl with those 2 quarterbacks locked in. But how much longer does San Francisco have with this roster, with this window right now, having the best roster in the NFL? I think top to bottom, the 49ers are the best football team in the NFL, but they've had some of the worst quarterback luck over the last few seasons. And what is next? What will change now that we have more information on Brock Purdy's injury, and how will the San Francisco 49ers attack the offseason? What it do, everyone? Welcome into the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. JJ Buck, A. Marine. We're joined by Burn K this morning. You hear him right here on Saturday mornings, 9 to 11. He's hanging out with us today on the opening drive. First off, my man, thank you for waking up and joining us. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. See, she's laughing because she knows this is way early for me. But.
Oh man! Anytime someone new does our show, they're like, "This is early. this is early."
Yep.
But I'm up and at it. I'm ready.
Thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you guys for having me.
So we were touching on it yesterday with the knowledge that we didn't know the full extent of Brock Purdy's injury, but we assumed it was an elbow, it's UCL. It looks like he's going to be out at least 6 months. That's what is being reported. Now, if he needs full reconstructive elbow surgery, which we all know that is Tommy John surgery, you're looking at 10 to 18 months. So next season is in doubt for Brock Purdy. And we're already looking at the quarterback market And you have some of the plug-and-play guys that are out there, like a Derek Carr, a Jimmy Garoppolo. It was Tom Brady. Is it a yes or a no for him playing next season? You have the guys under contract or could be tagged before they're moved in the Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson classifications. San Francisco is going to be in the market for a quarterback. They have to be in the market for a quarterback. The team is too good to go into the season with uncertainty at the position and just having Trey Lance, because a Brock Purdy injury changes everything. Would I have been confident running into next season with Brock Purdy and Trey Lance? Yes, because I just saw it. I just saw Brock Purdy do it. You've done it with Jimmy G. You can develop these quarterbacks. But I think there's a different pressure on that San Francisco roster right now, because here's the thing. So many fans, they're going to go crazy when a quarterback gets paid and how much money he gets this and how much money he gets that. It's easier to pay your quarterback and know what the salary cap is going to be versus paying a bunch of good players to stick around. So that's why San Francisco has to attack right now. And with the Brock Purdy elbow injury, I think it's more and more likely that we could see 1 year of Tom Brady in San Francisco. And I was not thinking that before.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and I didn't have him going there before, but like you mentioned earlier, Brock Purdy changes things. Whether he's out 6 months or he's out 10 to 18 months, it still changes things. And if I'm the 49ers, I'm already calling Brady, hey, because the way their roster is built right now, they're in a win now, right? They can't afford to waste years on not having a quarterback. You can't continue to put it on your defense. Hey, go out and win us games. They've got to get that offense going. And, I mean, I was confident with Purdy and Lance. I mean, letting them two come into training camp next year before the Purdy injury and just battling it out. But, of course, that changes things now. So I would go get a Brady. I would let Jimmy G walk. That's my opinion. But
and you wonder, too, just at what point in time Jimmy G understands he's looking at the market. He's not getting a 4 or 5 year deal. Would he run it back knowing that, hey, I just came in, they had to give the job to Trey Lance last year. He got hurt, but he knows what he can do in San Francisco. He knows he can be successful on that roster. Or is he ready to just get away from that situation? The team that got to the Super Bowl with him, the team that won games with him, and he's like, y'all still don't want me? Peace out. Because Jimmy G's in play still for the San Francisco 49ers, because I don't think the market is going to be great, because if you're Jimmy Garoppolo, all you're doing is you're going to a team that, oh, we're signing Jimmy because we're going to be competitive, but maybe we're signing Jimmy because we didn't get the guy we want. That's just what he's going to have to live with at this point in his career. And if you're San Francisco, what are you doing, Amory? Are you lobbing a call to Tom Brady? Are you trying to convince Jimmy G to come back for one more season and compete with Trey Lance, who's going to be healthy, but it can't just be Trey Lance and nothing else?
And what about Brock Purdy? We're gonna see what happens with this surgery. I'm still sticking with Mr. Relevant because I've seen him play more than I've seen Trey Lance play, to be honest with you. And also, I give a lob to Tom Brady. We were talking about this yesterday. You can't waste this roster. You can't. And Jimmy G, as much as he's a bridesmaid and not a bride. I feel like that's the best thing I can think of. He's in a incredible situation. Like, I know he gets the call when they desperately need someone, but it's a good situation to be because he's just going to be backing up someone else somewhere else.
And especially with the reports,
I don't want to go back up someone on the Jets or whatever. I want to stay on this roster.
And that's also, I think Jimmy G's still in play. There's a good enough relationship, I'm sure, that they can have a conversation with Jimmy. Is he happy? No. Like, he believes he could be a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's led this 49ers team to a bunch of wins. He was doing that once again before he got hurt this past season, but that's also why San Francisco drafted Trey Lance.
I was surprised that they drafted Trey Lance in the first place, but I don't know what he's going to be like when he comes back for this injury. I know that all their quarterbacks currently are injured, and who knows, and this is the weirdest situation
ever.
The
ankle?
This is
the
weird.
The elbow?
Okay, but Trey Lance, not comparison play, but I'm just seeing his in the near future that it might turn into like a Teddy Bridgewater situation, bad timing to get injured, but you're not one of those starred. He reminds me. I think he's going to come through like the Teddy Bridgewater route. Like in Minnesota, they were afraid that they drafted him, but like he got injured at the wrong time. It's just like sometimes, that's just your fate in the NFL, and you're just going to be a good backup somewhere.
I think it's going to depend on also where, as far as the market, who wants Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Because if there's a better situation out there, does he just say, you know what, these guys, like you said, they didn't want me. I stuck around. I did everything they asked of me. I came back. But if there's a better situation somewhere with another team, with a maybe not a better roster, but a better situation for him to start and maybe go to like a 2-year deal, because he's not going to get a 5-year deal. We know that.
Trey Lance is I don't know. I'm just not into the whole Trey Lance thing. Maybe get him healthy and trade for something good.
He has no value.
We don't know if he has value either. That's a risk. Yeah.
But I mean, for where he was drafted, you're not getting that pick back because he doesn't have that much value. So that's why we don't know yet. I mean, and it's to be seen, but I don't think he has that much value. I've never really been sold on Trey
I was
Lance.
surprised when he was drafted in general.
In front of Justin Fields.
49ers are hoping there's still a high ceiling there for Trey Lance, but they're going to have to do something because Brock Purdy's at least 6 months with the UCL injury, potentially 10 to 18 if he needs Tommy John surgery, and that's what changes this whole equation.
Yeah.
'Cause this is a Super Bowl roster. We've seen it back-to-back years in the NFC Championship game. And now you thought you had something, good enough quarterback play, Brock Purdy making plays. Then you have 2 guys on your roster, Brock Purdy with the Mr. Irrelevant contract, Trey Lance still on his rookie deal. That's manageable. But now San Francisco has to attack the quarterback market for at least 1 year because we keep going back to it. You cannot waste this roster. And what could change things is a story came out yesterday, and you always have to take a little bit of a step back because it's nearing the offseason, free agency, and the draft. But the Miami Dolphins, according to Adam Schefter, are not expected to pursue Tom Brady, which would be another logical landing spot for a year with that offense, given the fact the franchise actually fined for tampering previously trying to acquire Tom Brady. This offseason is going to be really interesting. Is it because, we thought last year with Russell Wilson, the Aaron Rodgers drama, well, now you got Tom Brady as an unrestricted free agent. Now you got a Derek Carr out there that I think that's potentially Matthew Stafford 2.0.
It is.
In the right situation.
Yeah.
You have Lamar Jackson, his uncertainty with his contract in Baltimore. We're going to get into Aaron Rodgers, and could a team actually pry him away from Green Bay, and what would that look like? And there's been a lot of stuff brewing with the New York Jets, and are the Jets starting to fall in love with Aaron Rodgers? Because I am not sold that Aaron Rodgers likes Nathaniel Hackett, even though everyone thinks they're BFFs.
No.
But that is where the line always goes. Denver swung and missed when they got Nathaniel Hackett. Like, we're going to trade for Aaron Rodgers. Nope, that didn't work out. And now all eyes are on the New York Jets. So it's quarterback talk, even with the Super Bowl just around the corner, because these teams are trying to figure out how do we get to that next Super Bowl. It's the opening drive. Vern Kay in the house, A. Marie, JJ Buck here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Mix a little sports analysis, pop culture, and great interviews, and you've got the Rich Eisen Show podcast.
If I had to name the top 5
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
It's Animal. Well, how much is a Pro Bowl quarterback worth? Do you realize the amount of quarterbacks that can say that they're a Pro Bowl quarterback? Did you see the newest one, Amory?
No.
Replacing Bills quarterback Josh Allen,
It is Ravens quarterback Tyler Huntley.
You scared me.
Like Lamar Jackson? Nope.
He really wants to get paid.
Tyler Huntley is going to the Pro Bowl. It is my favorite thing in sports.
Well,
Is the
dang.
amount of NFL quarterbacks that can say they're a Pro Bowl quarterback. It is
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot
going
more
through
than
the
you realize.
AFC, and I'm like, dang, there was no one else that could.
But they just announced
What?
Trevor Lawrence. is
Thank
going.
you.
Trevor Lawrence? Oh, he's not going?
No,
He
he's,
is.
He's going now.
Oh, I was like, I think there's more quarterbacks. Justin Herbert. Like, there's probably
Come
some
on.
guys.
Tyler Huntley, come on.
I love it.
No.
It's a tradition unlike any other.
Peyton
Pro
Manning,
Bowl
Peyton
quarterback
Manning is
alternates.
going to coach him well, so it's going to be just
Peyton
fine.
versus Eli flag football game. That's a Pro Bowl game you get this weekend.
Oh,
and
come on, I'm excited for
y'all
it.
crazies are gonna watch it.
Yeah,
Oh, I am.
because of the Mannings,
Yeah,
I'm going to watch it.
exactly,
Because of
'cause
the
yeah.
Mannings, I'm going to watch
Peyton
it.
and Eli are gonna make it entertaining.
They're going to talk so much trash to each other.
They're pretty smart that they're even doing this. Like, people are going to tune in because it's the Manning brothers.
Oh, they know what they're doing.
You just want to have some fun. They need to bring back. What has me intrigued is if they bring back some of the old school skill competitions.
I'm talking like Darryl Green running the 40 against that old school.
Some stuff like that.
Yes.
Quarterbacks going through random obstacles to throw out a target.
Yes.
Like, all right, I'm here for that. That to me screams Pro Bowl.
Yep.
Not a football game where you're supposed to tackle but no one tackles.
Yeah.
So then you just make it flag football. That makes sense.
That did make sense, but I want to see the fastest man, how they did it, back in the
Yeah.
days, Darryl Green, guys like that.
They couldn't even ask Davis Mills. Like, he was starting.
Davis Mills might get a shot in a couple days.
It's an ongoing inside joke on the opening drive. We love Davis
Jeff's
Mills.
gonna get his favorite quarterback, Davis Mills.
I was just going through all the AFC divisions. I was like, really, Tyler? Nothing against Tyler Huntley. He's done a great job for the 10, 11 games
It
that
was
Lamar
a
has.
fumble recovery away from beating the Cincinnati Bengals.
He
in the
was.
playoffs.
He was.
That's
He
wild.
was.
That is now all the jokes I had, but he just put it in perspective. That is true.
Defense, y'all. Defense. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buck, Amory, Byrne K hanging out with us on a Tuesday morning. Coming up at 9:15, Kevin Sweeney, Sports Illustrated, is going to join us. A ton going on in college basketball. He also wrote an article about the Pit. And is Pit Magic a real thing? The Pit Magic is coming back to life this season with the Lobos. He was in town for the Boise State game. It's an overtime victory for New Mexico. He wrote a great article on Sports Illustrated that bringing the Pit back to the mainstream. The building that for the last 8 years hasn't seen an NCAA tournament team, had some down years. Well, it's popping now with this Lobo men's basketball team. So Kevin Sweeney is going to join us. We'll talk about his article, but also the main stories in college basketball. Because you're watching the Big 12 right now, and it is unbelievable. You had an 0-8 team in the Big 12 last night that was favored at home over a ranked opponent.
That's
and
crazy.
won.
That's
And that was
crazy.
Texas Tech over Iowa State.
Yes.
So the Big 12, it's one of the things you're looking at. And when you're filling out your brackets in March, pick a couple of these teams to go somewhere.
Sleepers.
Because they're going to fill the NCAA tournament. So we'll talk with Kevin Sweeney coming up at 9:15. But it's still the quarterback headlines heading into the offseason for everyone else not named Kansas City and Philadelphia. And Tom Brady, the unrestricted free agent, where could he land? At what point do the Green Bay Packers as a franchise have to decide what they want to do with Aaron Rodgers moving forward?
Yes.
Because they offered him this contract extension. They offered him $50+ million to stick around. But here we go once again with Aaron Rodgers. Maybe I'm open to honest discussions. We'll see what happens, this and that. Feels like at some point in time, I don't know who, because you know who owns the Green Bay Packers? Everyone, right? They don't have an owner. Do they have a voice strong enough that can help us all put a timeline on this Aaron Rodgers situation? Because we thought it was going to be last year. Nope. Now this year, everyone's looking at the New York Jets because Nathaniel Hackett is their offensive coordinator. Do we even know if Aaron Rodgers likes Nathaniel Hackett?
No.
No.
And I feel like that is a very big reason why he got the Denver Broncos job.
Mm-hmm.
Is because they were
He
swinging
came under the
for...
Green Bay tree.
No, because
And
they
Aaron
wanted
Rodgers?
to trade for Aaron Rodgers.
Denver thought they had Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is a very big
No, I
reason
know.
why they hired Nathaniel Hackett as their head
Russ
coach.
wasn't even in the conversation
And then
at
they
that point.
didn't get Aaron Rodgers, and it's like, well, let's throw everything at Seattle, and Seattle's like, thank you.
Okay, all right, thanks. Take them off our hands.
And now it's the New York Jets who it's heating up, it's hot and heavy, it's a New York market. Where do y'all sit? Because I know Marie's saying Rodgers is playing one more year.
He's playing one more year.
with the
He's
Packers.
so annoying. This happens this is like a new trend. He's all cute, all passive aggressive. He's gonna get paid. He's gonna play in Green Bay one more year, and then he's gonna decide what the heck he's gonna do. This is nonsense. Why would he go to the Jets? I mean, he's gonna have the same problem over there. A young team, I don't know what we're doing here. It's not happening.
Yeah, and I don't see that happening.
It's
either.
not happening.
They're just. I'm looking at their roster and the way it's built. I just don't see him going to the Jets. To me, it's more of a dysfunctional organization from the top. I just don't see him going in and fitting in there. And
In their
him and
quarterback
Salah get along?
situation, I don't know. Also, I'm sick of this narrative about the receivers. By the end of the season, Green Bay was fine. Aaron Rodgers starting to make chemistry with his receivers. Like, he's going to be fine.
So the Packers are currently projected to be more than $16 million over next year's salary cap.
Yeah.
Now they just announced it's going to actually be $17 million more than it was last year. So we'll see if when this story was written, which was a few days ago, if that actually slides them $1 million under said cap. But here's the thing. Impending free agents for the Packers. They're his BFFs. They're his friends. It's Randall Cobb, Mercedes Lewis, Robert Tonyan, Alan Lazard, Mason Crosby. So all the
Randall
old
Cobb,
guys.
retire
on
with
the
him. What are you
roster.
guys doing?
I
Go to
don't-
South America or wherever Aaron Rodgers likes to go. Like, go enjoy your life. What are you
guys,
doing?
You guys know I'm a Jags fan. Mercedes Lewis is still playing.
He is.
I mean, sit down somewhere. You got money. Sit down somewhere.
Still the occasional every ninth game he catches a touchdown pass in the goal line situation.
Yeah.
Mercedes Lewis.
Yeah.
So the Packers, the way they set up this contract, Rodgers is due $59.5 million in guaranteed money this year, and another $49.2 million in 2024.
Not happening.
So they're the only people that can be upset with the Green Bay Packers is themselves.
Exactly. 'cause
For
they put
offering Aaron
themselves
Rodgers
in
this
that
contract.
position.
'Cause
Exactly.
They knew what they were getting into.
Yep.
And then Aaron Rodgers plays this game of I'm gonna have to take my time, this or that, step back. He'll be linked to, I guess, wherever Nathaniel Hackett wants to go. But it feels like, and I think I'm with you, Marie, it's another offseason of, hey, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers because he did an interview and it goes nowhere. And
Oh,
I
he's
think-
going to play that card the
Yeah.
whole offseason. He likes the attention. He likes being the center of attention. Everybody talking about him. He likes to pull the attention away from, the Super Bowl and things like that. I wouldn't be surprised if an interview comes out this week or
He's
next
not
week.
going to the Jets.
He's not.
This isn't the whole Brett Favre thing, okay? Like,
No.
I don't know. He's out of all teams, he's not going to the Jets.
And we'll see.
That makes no sense.
We'll see.
No, he's not.
You
going to
think
the
he's
Jets.
going to the Jets?
He doesn't want to go.
Well,
he doesn't want to go play in the AFC.
We're gonna see if leak sources are right or not because they think that an Aaron Rodgers trade is coming.
No.
In all
The
these
trade
reports.
might be coming, but it's not to the Jets.
I think now in all this, I am linking. Does Aaron Rodgers have a no trade clause in his contract?
He should, I would
At this
think.
point. Because
I
that
mean,
would
with
decide
that
it all.
much
'Cause
money.
We can sit here and say
That's true.
no to this, no to that. It's best offer and you're gone, depending on his no trade clause. And then if he wants to sit out, then so be it.
Let him sit out
Everyone
and be a
moves
baby.
on. We're
Let him-
done with
let him
Aaron
sit out
Rodgers.
and be a baby.
Yeah.
Be a crybaby. That's how I view it.
TikTok, the Aaron Rodgers situation moves on. He thought there was going to be some movement with reports over the weekend, but it's more of the same.
Rodgers does not have a no trade clause in his contract.
That's
There you go.
surprising. That's interesting.
So you come with the first and second round
Yeah.
pick. You start there and say, what do you think, Green Bay Packers? At this point in time,
Who though? Because I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not for
multiple first, I don't think so.
No.
A first and second,
you got to have a pretty strong
Yeah.
roster in order to do that. And most people that have
Yeah.
strong rosters have quarterbacks.
Yeah, their quarterbacks are set. One of those teams that's set at quarterback is a brand new offensive coordinator. And how could this coach change the landscape in the AFC? Is this the change that's needed? Well, one team made a change just to make it because they needed a scapegoat. But where this offensive coordinator went will that be the difference for the quarterback that we thought was going to be the next big thing in the NFL? It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We're all moving a little faster now.
Trust the team that's going to keep up with you on KOAT.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth.
Or to find his landing spot. Let go on Sunday. Mutually agreed to part ways.
Let go
with the Dallas Cowboys. And Kellen Moore scooped up by the Los Angeles Chargers, who moved on from their offensive coordinator, Joe Lombardi. And Kellen Moore has the numbers. Kellen Moore has the stats to back it up. That Cowboys offense, yards, points per game, he did his job. And going into this offseason, if you thought Kellen Moore was the problem, he wasn't. Did Dak Prescott turn the football over too much? Yes. Was that a play calling issue? Were they throwing it too much? Okay. I can have that conversation with you when you look at everybody wanting to lean in on Tony Pollard, who was having a really good season. I thought that the Cowboys actually had a good balance between Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott offensively. But this is a team that also managed 5 games with Cooper Rush at quarterback. There was a season in there. Do you remember?
They were one of the highest scoring offenses this season.
Yes.
And
do you remember the Ben DiNucci, Andy Dalton, Garrett Gilbert year?
Yes.
Like, so Kellen Moore's been through it
Yeah.
as OC. And when Dak Prescott's playing, he's putting up numbers. If you're the Chargers, this is a great addition to the coaching staff because Kellen Moore is a solid offensive coordinator. There's a reason that teams are sniffing around on him as a head coach candidate. He is a solid OC. Cowboy fans, you have to be sitting there going, wait a second. None of y'all seem to like Mike McCarthy. Like, no one likes Mike McCarthy. That's the thing. Now Tony Romo's the guy. Like, Tony Romo's turned into Nickelback. Everyone hates Tony Romo all of a sudden.
Wherever Mike McCarthy is, just I don't know why, just his brand, his marketing, no one likes him.
And now, with this move from Kellen Moore, guess what? It's more on Mike McCarthy.
Now you don't have a
now
scapegoat.
It's that much more.
You don't have a
on Mike
scapegoat now.
McCarthy.
You definitely don't now, Mike McCarthy.
And it was one where you're frustrated. As a franchise, every year you got to take a step back and look at the landscape. And you won 12 games back-to-back years through the Dallas Cowboys. But I don't think a change at either coordinator position is what is going to make the Dallas Cowboys better. Kellen Moore not being their offensive coordinator is not making Dak Prescott a better quarterback at this point in time.
I got a good question. Who do you bring in now? Like, what? I mean, you're making so yeah. They said mutually parted ways. Well, we know what that means. So when I see a team like the Cowboys on paper, with the talent they have on offense, Pollard's going to be back. When you make a decision like that, that means that you have someone in mind that is, in their opinion, way better.
I don't think
Who's
you're
out
getting
there?
anyone way better. You're
That's
getting
exactly who's out there. That
someone
you're sold
that's obviously a friend of Mike McCarthy.
There
because
you go.
McCarthy's going to take on more play calling responsibilities. You just have that figurehead at OC.
Good luck with that.
And I don't think this takes the Cowboys.
It doesn't
make that next step that they want to take.
It doesn't, and especially in that division, does this push them over anybody?
No, not now.
No.
The OC changed. It's opening drive here at 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. JJ Buck, Amory, Vern K in with us this morning. Edward, you're on the opening drive. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, how are you guys? Here we are, the last day of January. Hopefully people's resolutions are coming to fruition as we've gone through 1/12 or 8% of the year.
So funny.
Hey, I understand your guest is a Jacksonville Jaguar fan. My son's a Jaguar fan as well. We're Patriots fans, but we've always kind of cheered for the Jaguars. And when they drafted Trevor Lawrence, I predicted boldly that within 3 years he was going to play in the AFC title game.
Yes.
I consider last year a wash because of Urban Meyer being an idiot. So I do believe they'll play in the AFC title game next year. So I wanted to share that with you. Hey, there's 4 teams. By the way, there's 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and the Kansas City Chiefs getting fortuitous calls that are inexplicable at times. And it's happened the last 3 or 4 years. And outside of Kansas City Chiefs fans, and by the way, Mahomes is an amazing transcendent talent. Amazing. And he's very likable. I think there's already some fatigue with him and the Kansas City Chiefs, to be honest with you. Just like Romo. Boy, did Romo, his act has completely jumped the shark. He came in and was fascinating and entertaining, and people have really switched gears on his commentating during NFL games. But I want to talk about the quarterback position. I think there's 4 teams as currently constructed that if you placed either Rodgers or Tom Brady on those teams, you would yield better results immediately. Those 4 teams are the Dolphins, the 49ers, the Raiders, and the Cowboys. And I firmly believe this. I think if you took either one of those players, even at their age and at this point of the career, I think that you would yield better results than what they currently have. By the way, Kellen Moore going to what I believe is an elite quarterback with the Chargers, you're going to see a difference from, I think Dak is good, but not an upper-tier quarterback. He's, probably in the next levels tier. But I don't know if getting rid of Kellen Moore is your solution. And I just don't know how that's going to play out. But I'm fascinated to see. We just came off 2 years where organizations had a great roster. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2 years ago and the Rams last year, which moved one chess piece and won the Super Bowl. So I think people should take that under advisement. My last point is, and I shared this with you, JJ, the Philadelphia Eagles, what they've done is so impressive. And I told you this last week. 5 years ago, they won the Super Bowl. They fired their coach. They fired their coordinators. They moved off their number 1 draft pick quarterback. And they completely rebuilt their team outside of Kelsey and Lane Johnson and a few other players. And here they are with a chance. And hopefully, if there's any justice in the NFL system, hopefully they bring home a championship with 2 and 5 years. Anyway, I appreciate you letting me share my thoughts. And I hope you guys have a great day.
Appreciate the phone call, Edward. And when it comes to those destinations, yeah, we're looking at Miami because I think they have to be thinking about life after Tua right now, even though the reports are that they're committed to Tua at this moment in time. But there's just so much uncertainty. The dude just takes a tackle, and you hold your breath with him right now. We know that the Raiders and Derek Carr have parted ways in San Francisco with the Brock Purdy elbow injury. It's a UCL injury. That's at least 6 months. He's going to be rehabbing. If he needs total reconstructive surgery, it's 10 to 18 months. And so it changes the game on Brock Purdy. Would I have been comfortable going into the offseason and training camp with Brock Purdy and Trey Lance? Yes, because you just watched it happen. Brock Purdy won a bunch of games. That you know how good that roster is. But the game has changed. In the offseason, because of injuries, there's a few more teams than we expected to be in the quarterback market. The unrestricted free agents are really interesting, whether it's Derek Carr, plug-and-play 1 year Tom Brady. Jimmy G's going to be out there. It's a playoff caliber quarterback for a solid roster. And then who knows? Because someone that we didn't think necessarily might be that guy and turn the franchise around was Jared Goff. And so, that we could be sitting here getting hyper-focused on, the Jets or the Dolphins or these teams that are that close. Well, who's going to be that team that turns the corner out of nowhere with one of these players unexpectedly? Because one of these teams is going to have some money to spend, just like the Jaguars did this past season. Now, it was different. You have Trevor Lawrence, number 1 overall pick. But always expect the unexpected with the NFL. 50 is the new 40. An MVP battle this weekend. A statement was made, and something happened on Saturday that we just cannot ignore between two of the best players in the NBA. It is the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Mucinex Fastmax. When you're sick, you need relief that works. Mucinex Fastmax Cold and Flu All-in-One.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505 897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dreams the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
If you haven't noticed, in the NBA, 50 is the new 40 this season. Scoring 50 points like it's nothing. Giannis did it on Sunday. Luka did it last night, 53 points over the Pistons. How about Dame Lillard? Just quiet 42 points over to the Atlanta Hawks. The NBA is nutso right now, and it is offense, offense, offense. And whoever figures out what to do defensively is going to do really good in the NBA playoffs. But they're not focused on that right now.
They don't care about defense.
They don't care about that right now. They just care about the numbers. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buck, Amory, Vern K sitting in with us this morning. So the weekend, you had the LeBron Celtics game, which was a great basketball game, but the ending was bonkers. And then you had the NBA Referees Association come out saying, yep, we missed the call, which you did.
Well, no kidding.
On the Jason Tatum foul on LeBron James. But everything that happened after the fact, Pat Bev grabbing a Photox camera, coming over to the referee.
That was comedy.
It was funny.
That was funny, but it was costly.
But yeah, but it's like, sit down, Pat.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to overtime. You can be pissed off. The referees already let you all scream it out. But what we're looking at right now in the NBA is unbelievable basketball. And I think this is the hard thing, is because people hear these numbers and then they hear people say, well, no one's playing defense. So do these numbers matter? And that's the challenge right now, because Amory and we talk about this all the time, because we're basketball folk. Like, we watch from start to finish.
Yeah, we care the whole season.
Like, we're in even during basketball. Even during football season.
We're all
We're
in.
talking about the NBA.
Sold. We're sold on the NBA.
Because the talent level in the league is obnoxious right now.
It is.
Because Joel Embiid, Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jason Tatum, Damian Lillard, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, John Morant, Donovan Mitchell. Oh, Nikola Jokic. Like, you just keep running down
for that one.
and you're just going down the list.
And that's his team, by the way.
Yeah.
You mentioned that
Shai
last.
Gilgeous-Alexander. His team
underrated.
Won maybe 8 more games, it could be an MVP candidate, just like Damian Lillard at this moment in time. And so it's a fascinating time for the NBA because the talent is bonkers. When we're talking legit star-level players, the superstar conversation is you can go past a starting 5 with legit superstars in the NBA right now. I didn't even talk about Jimmy Butler. I didn't even mention Kawhi Leonard, who, when he's playing a full complement of minutes, people are out on the Clippers. I get it. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, you don't see him on the floor. When Kawhi Leonard actually steps on a basketball court, he's still got that talent. Now, he's fallen from a guy that we talked about in the conversation with LeBron James and Kevin Durant to outside looking in, because what have you done for me lately? The Clippers have done a whole lot of nothing in the playoffs with Kawhi Leonard not healthy. But I think it's a fascinating time for the NBA, because especially on Saturday, you got one of those moments. You got 2 superstars going toe-to-toe. And there's this thing on NBA Twitter, on NBA social media, you have to take a side. And there are Nikola Jokic fans and there are Joel Embiid fans. And they go head-to-head constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Joker's got 2 NBA MVPs. And people say Joel Embiid is better than him. Is Embiid going to be an MVP? He definitely has the talent.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He definitely should win one at some point in time.
Mm-hmm.
And, Saturday was one of those moments where Team Embiid could pile on Team Jokic, because in Philadelphia, the 76ers beat the Nuggets 126-119, and Embiid had 47 points, 18 rebounds. You look at Jokic in that game, only 24 points for the Joker, 8 rebounds and 9 assists. But those are the regular season moments you're looking for. And Joel Embiid right now, the only other person playing better than him is Giannis.
Yeah.
And that is the truth. And if you're the Philadelphia 76ers in the Eastern Conference, you got the Milwaukee Bucks, you got the Boston Celtics, we're just in the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant comes back, they're going to beat someone in the playoffs.
They will.
The Brooklyn Nets. But the Philadelphia 76ers, it's feeling a lot like the Buffalo Bills to me, where they just might be on the outside looking in for a while.
Yeah, I can see that. They don't play defense. You just talked about it. They don't play defense, and whoever plays defense in the playoffs, whoever figures it out as a team, not just one guy, but as a team, they're going to have the advantage, right?
Your top 4 seeds in the Eastern Conference right now: Boston, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and the Brooklyn Nets. They're winning a lot of basketball games, and that's what you need to do in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Just get yourself set up for the playoffs. Be a top 6 team so you avoid having to get into that play-in tournament, so you're not like the Oklahoma City Thunder or the Portland Trailblazers or Los Angeles Lakers, who are 2.5 games out of the 10th seed in the Western Conference, which is bizarre, even though LeBron did not play last night with Anthony Davis. And now LeBron trying to chase down Kareem. He's 117 points away. But Amory, when you're looking at the NBA right now, who's catching your attention?
Well, it changes all the time, JJ. This has to do with fantasy, more fantasy than actual. I like the Grizzlies.
Memphis, 2 games back of the Nuggets in the Western Conference. And by the way, the team that I just talked about, I mentioned Kawhi Leonard, I mentioned Paul George. You know the Clippers are in 4th place in the Western Conference?
It's a beautiful thing.
Like, the NBA is bonkers right now with the numbers. And I get it. It's going to be hard for some of y'all to buy into it, because there's an element of, are they trying right now? Because the numbers are crazy. 50 is the new 40. If you're not scoring 40, what are you doing in the NBA? I am not sure. And in the MVP race, what does that even look like? Is it Giannis? Is it Embiid? They can't give it to Jokic 3 years in a row, can they? Even though he's...
Is it Luka? That's another one.
10th. I don't even know how you classify that. He's at 9.9 assists. He's that close to a triple-double on the season. The Joker.
Center.
The center. It's wild. 505-246-0610 and 377 Brewery hotline and text line this morning. What did this Final Four tell us about building an NFL roster? We'll dive into that. It is opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is your home.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young, here's one up off the rim. Jarek Dudahl with that shot, and Mask underneath. Defense is not there in time. Good move by Justin Mask.
Well, first.
Nice pass. That's working that flex offense right there. And there's another timeout for Coach Bardella.
Montez scans the scene, finds the corner, shot is up. Ooh, there's another one. Aris, that's 9 for Aris as she's hit.
And Coach Segura said there have been some injuries on preps as far as the players, so maybe playing zone right now.
Fight's 3 is good. Jackson Fight knocks it down for the left side, from the left side for the Sun Devils. They lead by 10.
They're playing.
The perfect 36 on his ACT composite. Big 3! Carried in by Dylan McCleskey.
Trifectas of her own. Fires it off down low. Campos off the glass, and there it is.
Quickly Shelley got a shot up with 5 seconds. Transition threes up, and it's in at the buzzer by Ian Kongsberg. Picture perfect execution. Ball that hit the ground in 5 seconds.
Ball is stolen away by Montoya. Sartans are on the break. Kalb finds Trujillo. Pump fake. Trujillo was rejected by Terrell. Rebounded by Kalb. Hook shot is up. It's good. 2 points for Brian Kalb.
Go one-on-one, and this is good things usually happen. Oh, great.
A.J. Rivera. I think the story in this one is the pressure defense that has turned up. They force another turnover. Kalb's on the break.
Throw it down.
Kalb puts it down. Brian Kalb with the dunk in transition.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support.
This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, A. Castillo, and J.J. Bach.
While the teams were watching Conference Championship Weekend, the NFC, AFC Championship games, figuring out how can we be there? How can we be next? That AFC battle, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, the most watched for years. Wow. People are all in. And I think it was Edward last hour, one of the callers brought the point that there might be some Patrick Mahomes fatigue. That happens with any team or athlete that way. Because people get upset that it is not their team. They're tired of the Yankees. They're tired of the Golden State Warriors. They're tired of the Kansas City Chiefs. You can be tired all you want.
They're going to keep winning.
They ain't going anywhere.
Yep, they're going to keep winning.
And what we are seeing with Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow, it's Tom Brady, Peyton Manning 2.0.
It is.
These guys are going to be in the AFC Championship game more times than not. And that means a chance to go to the Super Bowl. And that's why I always look at it. I don't say, all right, who's the Super Bowl contender? I start with who can get to the championship game, because that puts you in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Who has a chance to get to the championship game? And this was also a really interesting one because people are also putting the face of the NFL on this AFC title game. Oh, Joe Burrow wins. He's the guy.
He's the new king.
He'll take the next step.
Yep.
Well, shouldn't he have already been the guy if you think he's that close and he had beaten Patrick Mahomes 3 times? So what is the difference?
Yeah.
Why is it that one playoff game, whether it's a division round or wild card round, would change everything? We can even take it down to the Daniel Jones, Geno Smith level. Looking at, they win this playoff game, then it's decided. You know well before that what you're going to do with these guys. But looking at how these rosters came together, it's fascinating. Because you have quarterbacks that were all over the place. Still on the rookie deal in Philadelphia, in Cincinnati, on the cusp of the mega deal for Patrick Mahomes. That's going to change that future of the franchise. And Mr. Irrelevant for San Francisco. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buck, Amory, Vern Kay sitting in. You can hear him on Saturdays right here on The Sports Animal, 9 to 11, his show. Chopping it up, dropping the hot takes. The NFL, it's always fascinating to me when we look at roster construction because it starts with the quarterback, but then you're also getting this big-time push from fan bases that don't want to pay quarterbacks. And I think a lot of it was the Russell Wilson deal and how bad he was this season, and teams looking at that going, oof. That is why I don't want to pay quarterback. Or Kyler Murray just getting paid and tearing up his knee. You're like, oof. But that's the balance.
That's the
Because
risk you take.
you still need a good dude. You
Yeah.
need an elite dude to compete. Well, an elite dude makes it easier to compete because he can cover up for some of the maybe holes on your roster. However,
I'll say this. The days of, I feel like the game is changing. You can no longer get away with having a game manager the whole season, the whole playoffs, to the Super Bowl. You can't do it. You guys know I'm a Jags fan. I'll take it back to the Blake Bortles days. What happened when we played the Patriots? We had them beat in the fourth quarter. As soon as the Patriots figured out, oh, Bortles isn't going to throw the ball down the field, load the box, and stop Fournette, and look what happened. We lost that game because we had a game manager at quarterback. And that's why I say the game is changing. You can no longer, you have to have an elite quarterback. You cannot have a guy that's just going to stand back there and throw the ball only 15 times a game and win the whole year and expect to win in the playoffs. It's not going to happen.
I think that's what makes the offseason fascinating because there's only a couple elite quarterbacks. And I say this a lot when we have a quarterback conversation. If we're gonna compare everyone to Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow, then you're never gonna compete.
Yeah.
So you have to find a way to put your franchise in the best position to compete, and you can have competitive years. Great example: the New York Giants. Daniel Jones, you got something out of him. You know that there's a level at quarterback that he hasn't gotten to, that he hasn't shown you yet, but you competed. And that's what I love about the NFL is because there is this dynamic of multiple ways to win at the same game. Whether it is, going all in, and if you're Cincinnati and Kansas City, who, by the way, have actually built really good rosters, but they have the elite quarterbacks. Or if you're San Francisco, where you have the elite roster and just a good quarterback. So there's multiple ways to get it done. In this offseason, more so than ever, we're going to be hyper-focused on the contracts of these quarterbacks. Because to me, if I'm the Baltimore Ravens, I would have already paid Lamar Jackson.
Facts.
But they haven't. And so that leaves it out there. If I'm, I don't know, the Miami Dolphins, I'm thinking about what my future is going to be because of the injuries to Tua.
Mm-hmm.
We just saw, the Las Vegas Raiders move off a quote-unquote veteran quarterback. And it's just so interesting when you look at how these teams have gotten here, how they built their rosters, the reset Philadelphia did after winning the 2017 Super Bowl, how the 49ers managed to acquire all this talent leading up to this position without investing a ton in quarterback. And when they went to invest in quarterback, it was Trey Lance, and they haven't gotten return out of that. And so I think it's really interesting when we take a step back and now look at how all these teams are going to attack the offseason, because each of these conference finalists, these four teams that we saw, a completely different path. You have 2 first-round picks. Of course, Joe Burrow, number 1 overall. Patrick Mahomes, coming out of Texas Tech, wasn't a sure thing for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other side, you have 2 great rosters with the underdog quarterback that took him to the championship game.
I'll say this. What does having an elite quarterback do for your free agency? Think about that. When you have an elite quarterback, how many receivers, how many offensive linemen, how many running backs, how many tight ends want to come play for your organization because you have an elite quarterback? That plays into the decision for a lot of these top free agents. Even if it's an O-lineman, hey, I want to go play for Pat Mahomes. I'll block for him for the next 6 years of my career.
It definitely changes things, too, in the veteran free agent market. You're able to get some of those plug-and-play pieces.
There you go.
The guys at the end. And that's what this offseason is going to be really interesting, because you look at that list of potential free agent quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson is on it. Tom Brady, Jimmy Garoppolo, Derek Carr now.
Daniel Jones?
Danny Jones?
Don't sleep on Danny Dimes.
I think he'll be back. Small deal with the Giants.
2-3 year deal.
Yeah.
Giants, I would say. I don't think he's going to get
Just
a
saying,
6 or
put
7.
names out there. Put names out of starting quarterbacks.
Yeah.
That are free agents.
And I wonder, though, too, with the success of, say, the New York Giants, the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, Geno Smith, I believe, is a free agent as well.
Yes, he is. He is. And then even the Baltimore Ravens, I'll put them in this conversation because with Lamar Jackson out, they still won games to get to the playoffs. they were a fumble recovery away, where they were driving for the go-ahead score, beating Cincinnati. Does that change some of these teams' mindsets to where they might take a step back instead of throwing all this extra money or throwing these resources at the quarterback and then go roster first and say, hey, let's invest in a roster and then wait and see on the quarterback?
So I'll say this. If I'm the Ravens and you have it in the back of your mind that you're not going to pay Lamar Jackson, get something for him. Because if he just walks, he has value. Am I right?
Absolutely. And I believe there's
if you're not going to pay him and you know that, get something for him so that you can do what you were saying with your roster.
And that's going to be something to watch this offseason. If teams, looking at this Final Four, it's different, man. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, they've separated themselves from everyone else. And so you go, all right, probably not going to get that type of quarterback. But if you start looking at San Francisco, you start looking at Philadelphia and the roster construction to get to that point where it became, hey, Brock Purdy can run this offense. I'm a Jalen Hurts, the second-round pick, Heisman Trophy guy. I liked him more than a lot of people did coming into the NFL. But still, they were sitting
people
on
like
Carson
him
Wentz.
now.
And it wasn't a sure thing.
It was not a sure thing
to be a backup, and now here he is.
Yeah.
Taking over. So I'm really interested to see how this season, the way it played out with the Giants, with Seattle, making the postseason. We know you have to have a quality quarterback to compete. We understand that. But will teams pause? Will they change the way they're thinking because of what we have just seen with Denver? Feels like outbidding themselves for Russell Wilson. The injuries that happen, the Kyler Murray. Because you still need one of these dudes. And when you got one, you're going to have to pay them. But I'm really interested to see the market reaction from the NFL when it comes to the quarterbacks and then how much they want to invest in said quarterbacks.
And I got something too. And then I was thinking about this or talking about this past Saturday. The game is also changing at running back.
Yeah.
You no longer can have an Emmitt Smith, a Barry Sanders in your backfield where it's just one guy giving the ball 30, 35 times a game
running backs.
And let him run. So what does that do to your roster? You got to have, Pollard or Zeke, my Jags. We had James Robinson and ETN for a while, the game is changing, like I said, to where you can no longer have that. So do you spend all the money on your quarterback and only have money for one elite running back and just
you're going to pay your receivers. You're going to pay your receivers. You're not going to pay your running back.
Receiver.
Yeah.
But do you see what I'm saying?
And running back by committee.
Yeah.
Seems the way to go.
But even that still plays a part in your roster reconstruction or how you're going to go forward, if you're the Ravens. Okay, well, do we need two good running backs since we have if we don't re-sign Lamar and we just have Huntley, Tyler, do we need two other good running backs? Give them a little bit of money, not quarterback money, obviously, or receiver money, but do you see what I'm saying? That changes the landscape of how your roster is gonna shape in the future.
And they've been investing. The Ravens have been investing on their defense.
They've
been investing fully on their defense, and I think that's been a big problem. It's like organized chaos over there in Baltimore. And I'm not saying their receivers and running backs are bad, but it's not like they have like star weapons on offense.
Oh, they don't.
Go back to the Ray Lewis days.
So
Ed Reed. They invested heavily on their defensive line.
That's a philosophy of that franchise.
That's what they're still doing, and so that's why I think Lamar Jackson isn't staying in Baltimore.
And I forget the word it is, but
there's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks. I was just looking down this list.
Yeah.
So
and that's why I think this offseason is really interesting because that's an area you have to invest in.
You have
to invest in the quarterback. However, our team's going to be a little hesitant right now and not wanting to throw draft capital at 2 years of Aaron Rodgers if he is available. Of not wanting to commit to Lamar Jackson because there's too many people that still are not sold on Lamar, even though when he's on the field, his team wins football games. And are they going to take kind of that step back? We'll see how it falls in the draft. We'll throw all this at our roster.
And I'll say this.
Catch lightning in the bottle.
I'll say this, guys. Tell me what quarterbacks are coming out in this draft that are game changers. Let me ask you this before you answer that. Game changer meaning Trevor Lawrence, Andrew Luck, guys that when you draft them, hey, we've got our franchise guy. Not guys that you're going to draft and say, hey, this guy might need another year or two. There's none. There's none.
There might be one.
Who?
There might be one.
Oh man,
I think there is one.
Yeah, exactly. Amory.
The-
Throw the
the-
name out there.
I will.
No, I can't wait. Well, and also I was just looking at the top 10 teams who the top 10 teams who have the most draft capital, and all of them except the Chicago Bears, because I believe in Justin Fields and
I do too.
they should build around him, and maybe the Seattle Seahawks with Geno Smith the year he had. All the other teams need a quarterback, and they have a lot of draft capital.
I think there is a game changer in this draft.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go, folks.
It's the opening drive here at 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print and Marketing is committed to quality.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about. We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others. And act as one-man air traffic control.
There is a game changer. One game changer. There'll be a couple more. Because the draft is an inexact science. You didn't think Brock Purdy was going to be a game changer. No, you didn't.
I did.
Yeah, but there's always busts too. Yeah, of course you did. I'm sure there's a lot of people who knew.
There's plenty. It's opportunity, it's timing, it's what team you land on.
Oh, I can't wait for
it's
this.
coaching.
I'm ready for this.
You're gonna find diamonds in the rough, and then sometimes you're gonna get sold coal. It happens. It ain't easy being a professional athlete, especially at the quarterback position, and that's a focus. Yeah, we know it's Kansas City, Philadelphia. We got 2 weeks of build-up for that. The Andy Reid Bowl, the Kelsey brothers, but you got 30 other teams sitting there going, "How do we get there? How can we be one of these teams that competes with Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and now Jalen Hurts?" Put him on the list. He is that dude, an MVP candidate this season. System fits perfectly for the way he runs the football. He can push the football downfield. I love the way he throws it. And that's going to be a fun matchup, seeing how Jalen Hurts attacks that Kansas City secondary with Chris Jones breathing down his neck.
It's
going to be great. And we got time, and we'll break that down. We'll talk about that a lot.
JJ, we're waiting.
I thank you.
But yeah, it's called TSL.
No, I like it. No, I like this. No, I like TSL.
All right. Okay. Every year, I hang my hat on
We'll get
one
into
guy.
the Andy Reid Bowl, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I hang my hat on one guy.
I'm very
I
excited.
pick a guy each draft. And yeah, it might not be groundbreaking stuff. But I'd say, all right, this is a guy I'm riding with.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
The guy I'm riding with this year.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's going to be the first quarterback off the board.
Oh.
It's CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud.
I'm not mad.
I'm not mad.
Is that dude.
I'm going to let him finish.
That's all right. And I think if you're looking at a game changer, it's CJ Stroud. He's better than anything that came out last year. The whole Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis class.
Facts.
We're seeing Ohio State quarterbacks. It's not one where, oh, the talent was so good they look that much better. Because Justin Fields, people slept on him because of that. Like, oh, I don't know. He played at Ohio State. Has all the talent around him.
Yeah.
And I'm getting the same feeling with CJ Stroud.
Okay, I like it.
Bring him to Houston so my Jazz can beat up on him.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
no
Yes.
faith in him, huh?
No, zero, none.
He's a dual threat quarterback.
It's more
He's
of
accurate. He's a
that's
good
where quarterbacks go
passer.
to die. Is in
They're
Houston.
all small now.
That's
no
why I
one's
want him to
big.
go there.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of quarterbacks aren't as big as they used to be.
No, Bryce Young is small. CJ Stroud is fine.
Yeah, CJ Stroud's 6'3", 215. That's a good height.
Because the one guy
with boots on.
I thought you were gonna say like Stetson Bennett or something. I thought you were gonna really throw us off,
Stetson's
bud.
got some work.
Buddy, I'm just kidding.
Little,
He's older than Lamar.
public intoxication charge
He's
this
older
past
than Lamar
weekend.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were gonna throw us a curveball, but no. But I like CJ, and he's projected to go second overall.
Stetson Bennett is Brock Purdy-ish. Like,
I don't even know if he's that. Honestly,
He's
Draft at the next level.
Mr.
Draft him in the
Relevant.
fifth round.
He's Mr. Relevant in college football.
There you go.
He was partying a little bit too much.
It
from his
happens.
national
We've all been there.
Still.
We've all been
Did he
there
have his-
knocking on
did he have his
people's
goggles
doors.
on?
Yeah.
Got something on. Georgia quarterback Stetson Bennett.
Okay, CJ Stroud. I'm gonna record
Write that-
this. I'm putting
write
it
that down.
down. 8:23 on January 31st. As
Keep
we
the
prep for the
receipts.
Super Bowl.
It's not groundbreaking because
No, it's not
everyone's
groundbreaking.
saying he's going to be the first quarterback selected.
Nah, well,
But he's the guy I like. I like him better than Bryce Young in this draft. And
Definitely.
I haven't
They were saying Kentucky's quarterback.
Will Levis is just the
Yes.
one guy I'm not sold on
At
just
all.
yet. Because he's got, he checks the boxes, height,
Physically.
arm.
He's
physically.
projected third.
He's the one that I haven't completely figured out yet.
I haven't figured him
What to
out,
think
but I'm
about
still
him.
not sold on him. And I say give him a fair shot. Like I said, I mean, it's to be seen. But I was seeing in some drafts that he was number 1 quarterback, and I'm going.
I mean, all
no.
these mock drafts are different, right? But those
Yeah.
are the top 3, though.
Levis feels
Those
a
are the
lot-
top 3.
Not just because of the skin color, Jay Cutler. Because he came from an SEC school, so he played that
Yeah,
competition.
Good comparison.
But now Kentucky was a little bit more successful than Vanderbilt over those years.
Mm-hmm.
But a guy that he's got all the skills, all the talent, didn't win, say, national championship type of games. But that's why when NFL evaluators turn on the tape, they're like, kind of like this guy.
Intangibles.
There's something about him.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I'm getting with Will Levis.
No, I got you.
Yeah,
There's a
I
Jay
can see
Cutler
that.
vibe with that. Like, you're going to get a pretty good dude at
Mhm.
quarterback, and then if you fit him in, all these guys
All right.
have to be in the right system. It is rare.
That's-
JJ was right about Jalen Hurts, so let's just trust JJ Buck on the
And
process.
there's plenty of other ones I got wrong. I know it's part of the game.
No.
But
you,
there's
you were on Jalen Hurts. I will.
the
hold you to
one
that.
the other guy I was really on, and I don't like to talk about it now, is Sean Watson. But
Well, that's a completely different
You know,
story.
That's just
and we,
fun.
Yeah.
when he come out of Clemson, I'm like, why does no one like this guy? Like, this
Yeah,
is easily a
now we
top
know
5
why.
pick. And when he went like
Well,
12
now
the
you see
Texans,
why.
and now you're like, oh,
That's why.
okay. But when it comes to just football talent, that's what we're talking. As it's going to be C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Will Levis. Those are 3
Those are-
first-round
yeah,
quarterbacks
those are
that
the
we talked
3, yep.
about
Yeah.
coming in. Bryce Young,
Needs 2 or 3
And if
years.
Hendon Hooker didn't get hurt, I was really rooting
Hendon
for
Hooker's
him.
really interesting.
Yeah.
But
From Tennessee.
the ACL could have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this is April talk too, but like
That's fine.
it's good. I know it's this goes with what we're going talking about. There's so many teams that need a quarterback right
That's
now.
the point. Yeah.
And so that's Houston and Indianapolis, 2 and 4. They're taking
They're taking quarterbacks.
2 of those guys.
Well-
No ifs, ands, or buts.
But
Like, you got it. Those Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Will Levis.
I was telling you on
Those
break
guys
though,
gotta go.
the top 10 teams have the most draft capital, like the Atlanta Falcons, Carolina Panthers, Colts, Texans. Sorry, what was the other one? The Cardinals, and now Kyler Murray is probably not going to play. Like, this is crazy. This quarterback market's going to be crazy.
Don't sleep on the Falcons
They got
Somehow,
a lot of
someway.
capital.
getting in on Lamar Jackson. Because
I
he
kind
would
of like
fit
that move.
system.
I kind of
Arthur
like
Smith
that
is
move.
the same
yeah,
type of
I
mindset
like
of
that
running
move.
the football.
And he has weapons down there.
And that's down south where he's from.
That's a
kind
good
of
one.
going
Because I
home.
was thinking Miami, but now I'm thinking
Mm-mm.
like that's a really good landing
'Cause if
spot.
Lamar
for him.
Jackson lands in Atlanta
Mhm.
with the uncertainty in the rest of that division, they're
That
the
division's
favorites in the
wide
division.
open. Oh, he goes there instantly on paper. They're favorites.
They
to win that
drafted
division.
Drake London.
Yep.
Oh, you know who's their tight end?
Yep.
Kyle Pitts.
Florida. Mm-hmm.
And
we
Ridley's-
know
Ridley's
Lamar
back?
Jackson can use the
No.
tight end with Mark Andrews.
Ridley's with
Ridley's
us
with the
now.
Jaguars.
Yeah, Ridley's with the Jags.
They traded for him. That was one of the ones at the trade deadline. They're like, wait, this dude's not even playing. They're like, we don't care. He'll
We
play
don't-
next year.
Yep, he will. We gave up like
Yeah.
a 6 for him.
And he'll be back.
He will.
He just bet on games. It's not.
And he
Everyone
didn't bet
bets
on his
games.
team. He didn't Pete Rose it.
But the NFL was like, no. You do all this other terrible stuff.
Yeah.
You'll be back in 4 weeks.
You go-
But you
Yeah.
bet on some NFL games. You're gone for a year, and then
Yeah.
we'll see if we'll let you back in.
Yeah.
So with this conversation, what does that mean for a team? Is it all right? Here's the question for you: is it a playoff loser or someone on the outside looking in that has the best chance to make it to the Super Bowl? And you got to think of 2 teams because you got to think of the AFC and NFC. So rattle that around in your mind. It is the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
A couple of accidents and
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose
when you're projecting. Because right now, you look at the AFC, and the top 5, the way it was set, with Kansas City, Buffalo, Cincinnati, give Jacksonville their credit, and the Chargers. I know everyone's out on Brandon Staley. They're a 10-win team with Justin Herbert. Like you say, all right, those teams should be good next season, barring injury. The what if comes in with trades. And it's early to be making proclamations like this because there's free agency. There's your draft. But what teams are in position to take that next step if they hit on that quarterback, if they get the free agent acquisition, if they are able to acquire one of these guys via trade? It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buck, Amory, got Burn K in the house. You hear him here on Saturday mornings, 9 to 11 on The Sports Animal. And I'm looking down the list, and there's always a team that pops up and surprises you. This year, there was really 3 teams in NFC with what the New York Giants, Seattle Seahawks, and Detroit Lions did. 2 of those teams, Giants and Seahawks, got to the playoffs. The Lions went 9-8. They beat Aaron Rodgers in prime time, final game of the regular season, with the playoffs on the line. So there are teams that are going to jump up, and they'll get you. I think right off the bat, in the AFC, people will be looking at the Cleveland Browns next year and saying, all right, that $250 million guaranteed contract, did you get the rust off? Are you going to get any value out of that investment if you're the Cleveland Browns? Denver Broncos still haven't hired a head coach, but can they point it in the right direction and be a playoff caliber football team with Russell Wilson? And a team I keep coming back to, and I just said it, and it's Atlanta Falcons. And if they can figure out the quarterback position, they are primed to be a team that is going to win that division because there's a ton of question marks across the board. Tom Brady's gone. We saw the struggles Tampa Bay had this season. They were 8-9 and won the division.
Yeah.
And we saw how competitive Atlanta was with the combination of Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder playing quarterback. Carolina is another one of those teams that we're just throwing names at. Derek Carr, Jimmy G, you name it for the quarterback position. The Saints. What happened to the New Orleans Saints? They're in that same where are we mode.
Yeah, because quarterback position there, too. I mean, no offense to Andy Dalton. I mean,
he's a backup quarterback.
He's a backup quarterback. And I know even on this show we were talking
that 7-10 with all that.
7-10 with all that mess. And I think I'm not speaking for everybody. We're like, okay, maybe this is Jameis Winston. Maybe this will be the year. He has some weapons, a good defense.
He got banged up early.
Banged up. Also, I don't know if he's ever coming back. That's another position for a quarterback.
You know who silently digressed too on the Saints? Who was a stud and very not much talked about anymore? Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
Feels like it's time for Michael Thomas to play football somewhere else.
Yeah, either that or he's just not. He's not. I would get out of that situation.
As he continues to get hurt.
Yes.
Which, of course, that's an issue.
Yep.
Michael Thomas is a name to watch. I think Michael Thomas, and then he started to pick up some steam late in the season. Nuke Hopkins in Arizona. There were some stories that he would be okay at the trade deadline if they traded him.
I could see him leaving.
Those are two veteran receivers.
Because who's Arizona's quarterback right now?
Yeah.
Colt McCoy.
That sounds like a Bill Belichick move right there, like taking a veteran one like Nuke Hopkins. Yeah, that sounds like a Bill Belichick move.
It's been a minute. It was Antonio Brown. They brought in Brown with Brady because they had that weird friendship for a while. Hey, won a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. Tom Brady and Antonio Brown. But so Michael Thomas and Nuke Hopkins are definitely names to watch this offseason of veteran receivers that could just be going somewhere else. I'd be on Nuke Hopkins.
Adam Thielen is also leaving the Vikings. Just let you know.
Not sold on him.
I'm just letting you know if you need a receiver. I'm not saying if you sold on him, Vern Kay. I'm saying that we can't afford him in Minnesota. Yeah. So there's some receivers on the market.
Does he still have game left?
Yes.
You think he has game left?
Yes.
You know who would like Adam Thielen?
Who?
Aaron Rodgers would like Adam Thielen.
Okay, they can just go the Jets.
Yeah.
God.
Ugh.
No, but so it's like who's making that jump? And the NFC has some really interesting teams because as much as we sit here and we're like, oh, the Panthers and Saints and Falcons.
By the way, Baker Mayfield is a free agent as well.
Baker Mayfield.
Sorry, the Rams are up in the air too because I don't think Matthew Stafford is going to come back with the spinal contusion. I think he's done.
that changes everything. Matthew Stafford is out.
That's another one too. That's another. Look at all these vacant, like unknown because of injuries. It's crazy. The NFC West is like,
and they can't swing and miss. The Rams, because of the NFC West being what it is.
Oh,
they can't.
And
swing
the Rams
and miss
don't have a draft.
Position. No.
They can sign some free agents, but like
Derek Carr.
No.
If Stafford is done.
Stafford is done. That's
Stafford 3.0.
Yes. Run it back. Do it again.
No offense, Derek Carr. Stafford 3.0, but like the NFC West is just
Jimmy
a disaster.
Because the NFC is where you are looking.
Yeah.
If who's going to pop? Because the top is so good. Philadelphia and San Francisco. Because those rosters are stacked.
Yeah.
But San Francisco now has a giant quarterback question mark if it is an extended injury for Brock Purdy.
It's going to be.
And then because Seattle, could they sneak in there?
In Geno, we trust.
They have so many draft picks too.
But yeah, that's the thing too. Because
it's
if
like
you're sitting
you
there
could
at
get a
five,
good quarter. Yep.
And if they grade out Bryce Young,
Get some defense.
Will Levis, good enough.
They have good running backs. They have good receivers. Just give them get some defense
and they
over
could
there.
jump the Colts.
Ooh.
5-3. Like that could
That's
be a game
interesting.
changer.
That's interesting.
So the NFC is where your eyes have to go of the next team to pop. Because you'll sit back there and it's an easy thing to say when you're looking at, Atlanta, New Orleans, and Carolina and be like, oh, these teams, they're terrible. They won 7 games with nothing at quarterback.
Very true.
And so that's what you're looking at. You're looking at the base and then to explode off that. And if the AFC, who's that team? Would be the New York Jets. It would be a 7-win team that went through Joe Flacco, Mike White, and Zach Wilson. And that's why everyone's talking about Aaron Rodgers, because they want that quarterback in New York. So those are the things you have to be looking at of who's next, who's going to pop, who could make a run for it. I think it's the NFC because it is wide open after that, because the Giants and Seahawks, are they going to commit to Daniel Jones or Geno Smith? Are the Detroit Lions the real deal going into next season with Jared Goff, a guy that we've seen he can do it? He did it with the Rams. But are the Detroit Lions going to be that good? And I think the Lions, and are we sold on this, Amory, that Jared Goff is their guy next year?
Absolutely, he's earned it. He
Because
had a great
with their
season.
draft capital,
100%.
He had a great season.
You go all in on
get some DBs.
defense.
Just get some DBs, and Lions are a problem.
Yep, 100%. I mean, you have to give him the reins. He proved himself this year, and I think Daniel Jones proved himself with the Giants.
So the NFC, if you're looking for what's next, those are the teams I think really have a chance to pop going into next year, especially with what is available on the quarterback market. And if one of them gets really aggressive, talking to you, Atlanta Falcons, I'd love to see Lamar Jackson in the ATL. Arthur Smith has a really good running game because look at what they're doing with Tyler Algier, Cordell Patterson, as a rotational player.
Hey, Marie, I feel like I have to set up, JJ with Art Smith, like a FaceTime call.
Let's do it.
Because
I'll talk to him right now.
I feel like
Making
he
magic.
needs to be on staff there.
Making magic. Trying to figure out the next team to pop. Hey, Baltimore, if you don't want him, someone is going to take him. Lamar Jackson is a baller. He is. He's only 26 years old.
And here's the thing. Before he got hurt, they didn't want to pay him. He shut down the talks before the season. Those first 6 games, 7 games, he drove the price up. And I'm going, Baltimore, what are you waiting on? Now the cost has gone up. This is before he got hurt. And he's still, to me, he's still good. I mean, he's young. He still has a ceiling that I don't think he's reached yet, which is scary, which is what you want in a quarterback, right?
I agree.
So
sometimes
I said it earlier. I'm going to bring this up really quick. Baltimore, if you know in the back of your mind that you aren't going to give him money, get something for him. Don't let him walk for free when he has that much value, right?
Absolutely.
Get draft capital.
Absolutely. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Right now during Staples.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young, here's one up off the rim. Jarek Dudahl with that shot, and Mask underneath. Defense is not there in time. Good move by Justin Mask.
Well, first. Nice pass. That's working that flex offense right there. And there's another timeout for Coach Bardella.
Montez scans the scene, finds the corner, shot is up. Ooh, there's another one. Aris, that's 9 for Aris as she's hit.
And Coach Segura said there have been some injuries on preps as far as the players, so maybe playing zone right now.
Fight's 3 is good. Jackson Fight knocks it down for the left side, from the left side for the Sun Devils. They lead by 10.
They're playing.
A perfect 36 on his ACT composite. Big 3! Carried in by Dylan McCleskey.
Trifectas of her own. Fires it off down low. Campos off the glass, and there it is.
With this shot, they got a shot up with 5 seconds. Transition 3's up, and it's in at the buzzer by Ian Hoinsberg. Picture perfect execution. Ball it in the ground in 5 seconds.
Ball is stolen away by Montoya. Sartans are on the break. Calb finds Trujillo. Pump fake. Trujillo was rejected by Terrell. Rebounded by Calb. Hook shot is up. It's good. 2 points for Brian Calb.
Go one-on-one, and this is good things usually have. Oh, great.
A.J. Rivera.
I think the story in this one is the pressure defense that has turned up. They force another turnover. Calb's on the break.
Throw it down.
Calb puts it down. Brian Calb with the dunk in transition.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff.
Diving into Pit Magic next hour. Is it a real thing? That building is popping for Lobo men's basketball right now. He had over 15,000 with Air Force in town on Friday night. Sports Illustrated writer Kevin Sweeney is going to join us at 9:15. He did a great article on the Pit and kind of bringing it back to the mainstream, and we're going to talk college basketball with him with so much great stuff going on. He was in the Pit for the Boise State, New Mexico game, which the article was based off of, and talk about this basketball team. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buck, A. Byrne K with you on a Tuesday. Also check us out on ProView Networks. Adrian holding it down over there. It's time to go off on the text line, 505-246-0610.
Are we going to bite?
Which is the 377 Brewery hotline and text line this morning. This one says, sports talk show companies can't or won't just disparage, openly kick to the curb those star quarterbacks driving fan favorite losing players' teams is quite annoying. What does that even mean? I have no idea. I think that's in regard to Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Can they be annoying? Yes. But the fact is Tom Brady is an unrestricted free agent, and in a 1-year plug-and-play situation, he can get the 49ers right back to the stage next year.
Also,
that's the reality of that.
They control the media. I don't care what anyone says. LeBron, exactly. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. I don't care if it's July. That's who we're going to be talking about.
Because it's not just the media narrative.
It's not.
Did you hear Eli Manning yesterday? He happened to be on the Jim Rome show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jim Rome.
And he said it
talking about the NFL? Stop.
Yes. But Eli Manning, he might know something, a little something about quarterback, even if you don't feel he's the best Manning brother, which is fine. The dude with 2 Super Bowl championships has won some games at a high level. But he even said 1 year of Tom Brady in San Francisco makes a ton of sense. And it absolutely does. Because the quarterback position for the 49ers feels cursed. And if you're looking to break a curse, and I don't care if the man is 46 years old, in an offense that doesn't need him to throw the football 50 times a game, after the Brock Purdy injury, that's why it's a relevant topic. That's why the San Francisco 49ers would not be laughing at this conversation. They know that's a reality for them. It's Trey Lance or what going into the season. And Trey Lance or a year of Tom Brady with this roster, I'm taking a year of Tom Brady.
Hands down.
That's why that's a relevant conversation for a 46-year-old quarterback, because it's insane.
And
We've never seen this before.
Where's Tom Brady from? He's going home. He's comfortable.
It makes more sense than forcing him into Vegas just because Josh McDaniels is there.
I agree.
Ooh, there's another one on this text line, and the dude just simmer down. Simmer down. There's plenty of time. Talk college basketball.
We're talking about next hour.
Oh, tomorrow, you don't even know what we have planned. So take a seat.
Because guess what? It's game day.
Lobos, Utah State. We got game day coverage for you tomorrow. And college basketball conversation next hour. Sports Illustrated in the house. It is the opening drive. 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support.
Master of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, A. Castillo, and J.J. Bach.
Every once in a while, you will get a good question on the text line, a comment. And there was something that got me thinking yesterday. As we're breaking down the AFC and NFC championship games and how you're feeling if you're a Cincinnati fan after watching Joseph Osai push Patrick Mahomes out of bounds, late hit, add 15 yards on, 45-yard walk-off field goal. Or if you're a San Francisco 49ers, just watching quarterback after quarterback go down and another missed opportunity with that roster. Is it better to lose now than in the championship game? That was something someone said. It really got me thinking. Do fans actually feel that way? It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buck, Amory, Vern K with you. You hear Vern K Saturdays right here on The Sports Animal, 9 to 11. And I was like, my initial reaction was like, that's outrageous. But I was wondering, does anyone else feel that way? Because I don't think that's the way players feel. And you know who would be great to ask that? The Buffalo Bills. Who lost 4 straight Super Bowls, but
with Jim Kelly,
they were in the championship game. And losing is losing, but it doesn't make it better if you lose in the conference championship game versus the Super Bowl.
Stinging less.
So does it hurt less knowing, hey, at least we lost now and not watching your team play in a Super Bowl? Like, to me, that's an easy answer, right? Yes. If you lose, you'd still rather lose playing for a title as a player, of course, or even as a fan of said team than in a conference championship game or any time in the playoffs. To me, that seems like it's a no-brainer. But it was thrown out there, and I was like, all right, I'll see what the pulse is on that. Is at least we lost now and not in the Super Bowl? I don't know. I think you might be pretty hyped for 2 weeks for that game watching your team.
How did you lose in the Super Bowl? I think that's key.
Does that – and where do you guys come down on that?
That's what I'm saying.
Though, if you're going to lose, are you one of those fans that, like, do you want to know early? Like, you're like, well, it's a blowout.
No,
we didn't have a chance.
No,
because there's that narrative too. Like, well, at least you didn't lose on a last-second field goal.
No, I'd rather lose on a last-second field goal.
Your team has a chance, right?
Exactly.
You want your team to have a chance, whether they're playing in a championship game
My team
coming
has
down to the final possession.
been in all situations, and it's you want to have a chance.
And
you want to have a
It's
chance.
something to me, as a fan, it's
Like-
something to build off of.
You-
Hey, we hung with so and so.
Right.
Now we know what we can build off next
Getting
year.
blown out's the worst in the
Yes.
playoffs.
Yes.
It doesn't make it any easier.
No. Never.
Like a loss is a loss. But there is that kind of talking point of like, well, at least you knew early. Yeah, you knew earlier your day was gonna suck.
Totally.
As opposed to at the last possession of the game.
Yeah.
Bad either way. But it is interesting the way that was thrown out there, because you look at the players' reaction, they don't feel that way. And it went viral after the fact, and they have the cameras in the tunnels where the team's going to the locker room, and it was Bengals linebacker Jermaine Pratt. His video kind of went explosive. He said, quote, "Why would you touch the bleeping quarterback?" Referencing what happened with the defensive end Joseph Asai, the penalty for the unnecessary roughness on the game-winning field goal. And that's just a bummer because there's just cameras and microphones everywhere.
But you got to know that as a player. You know that.
Because now Pratt is coming out, apologizing to his teammate. He put that out there publicly. But that tells you everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Like these dudes are playing. If you're going to lose, they want to lose in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Playing in a Super Bowl matters more than just getting to say you played in a conference championship.
Big time.
So that's the answer to that question.
Mm-hmm.
The player's reaction in the moment, the fans' reaction in the moment.
I like that I can't remember who he was, who had his back at the post game near the locker. They had his back. Hey, we have his back. I can't remember his name, but I think it was a defensive lineman.
Yeah, there was Bengals defensive tackle B.J. Hill, who
Yes.
stood along Osai as he was taking questions.
There you go.
Post
And he was basically he was defending him, but he was like, guys, enough about the call. We lost as a team. We shouldn't have put ourselves in that situation. I like that. That speaks volumes for don't kick a man while he's down already.
Because everyone knows that was the biggest mistake of that young man's football career.
And
he's
gonna
going
have
to
to
play
live
a
with
lot
that.
of football.
Yeah.
But that moment is going to be what we know Joseph Asai for.
But he's going to have to live with that.
And he has
on
to
and
live
off
with
the
that.
field.
And to your point, his teammates stepping up in that moment, that's big time because that hurts. Because that went from Patrick Mahomes ran out of bounds with 8 seconds left, and they're in about 60-yard field goal territory, so they're going to have to throw a quick out, get out of bounds. Try, you're looking at getting 7 to 10 yards on that play. It's tough, no timeouts to
Got to get out of bounds.
45-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Because of the penalty.
Yep.
So
You're
that was
looking
a
at
game
overtime.
changer.
You're looking at overtime.
So you're sitting there going, at least we feel like we could get this to overtime, because kicking was really hard in that environment.
It was.
You saw how much Butker had to put into just that 45-yard field goal.
And it cleared by maybe 3-4 yards.
To barely get it over the bar.
Yeah.
And so that's why this instance is so magnified, because it put them on the doorstep with no timeouts. The frustration. I've heard some NFL players talk about it too, listening, that while you need to know better, they viewed it as like an effort play, because he's kind of reaching out and pushing, as opposed to something that was really egregious, where he was on the sideline and threw the guy down, where you really know what you did wrong.
Or if he had been in the pocket and he throws the ball and you take 3 steps and then hit him in the
smack
head
him or something.
Yeah, I mean, that is different. That's not an effort play. So I agree with that.
So I think that's probably why, not just the fact that your teammates, and even in the worst times, you want to try to step up and be a good teammate. It was one of those plays you watched and everyone knew it in the moment. It wasn't a bad call. It wasn't.
No,
it's one of those situations we all saw it. The announcers,
yeah,
everyone
you
were
had to
just
call
like,
that.
oh,
Yep.
But it was still that close as it was happening.
I'll say
Gotta pull
this. I do not like, what was said in the tunnel. Me being an athlete, I would lose respect for that teammate. If I'm a teammate of his and I'm on the outside looking in, I lose respect for that teammate, because you got to know there's cameras everywhere. You do that stuff internally. If you're frustrated, I get it. I've been frustrated. I've lost games before where myself, teammates, whoever, coaches have done stupid things, whatever it takes. But I just don't know if I agree with kicking a man while he's down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially when it comes from teammates.
That it's
because you're going to
bigger.
get that from
media,
the fans, social media.
Yep, enough.
Twitter. Yep. If he has a text line, he'll get it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that answers the question. The reaction by the teammates, fans. It's one of those things that initially, when the question was popped up yesterday, when we were talking about how much it stings if you're a Bengals fan or if you're a 49ers fan. When I was like, hey, at least you didn't lose the Super Bowl. I don't know. I think you'd rather lose in the Super Bowl than in a conference championship. As an athlete, as a player, as a fan, if you're invested in this, you want to see your team competing for a championship.
I'll say this:
right?
How many good athletes, whether it's NFL, NBA, or MLB, get to the championship?
And that's
put up
still,
numbers year in and year out, but never make it to the championship.
And as much as we talk about winning one, just even playing in one.
That's my point.
Isn't there for a lot of great athletes.
Great athletes. So I agree with getting there. Hey, we made it, just didn't play a good game. Or
that's a totally different conversation.
We weren't supposed to hang with them in the Super Bowl. But guess what? We were there. We won 3 games to get there.
Because it's one of those things you think about, how are you introduced? Some people are going to be introduced as Super Bowl champion. Some people will be introduced as, this man played in a Super Bowl. Other people are introduced as NFL player. You'll take the first two over anything else. Because you play to win the game. Speaking of playing to win the game, Lobos at Utah State tomorrow night. Another big-time Mountain West Conference battle with 5 teams in the Mountain West competing for an at-large bid. Lobos at Utah State. The Pit Magic feels like it's back, and it's a real thing this season for the Lobos. Sports Illustrated writer Kevin Sweeney did a piece on the Pit, helping get it back to the mainstream, reminding people of what this building is all about, the history in it. And when you have 15,000 Lobo fans showing up on a Friday night for a conference game, it wasn't San Diego State, it wasn't UNLV, it was Air Force. That tells you everything you need to know about this season. We'll talk to Kevin Sweeney, who wrote the article about the Pit, and also get his thoughts on the Mountain West and college basketball, because right now it is a wide open race for who can go deep in the NCAA tournament. That's coming up next. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Telling it like it is. This is the Giants.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
We fight the...
It's been a minute since you've been looking at practice, since you've been thinking about an at-large resume in the land of enchantment, and not just can you win 3 or 4 games in Las Vegas for the Mountain West Tournament. That's what this Lobo men's basketball team has done. They have flipped the script year 2 under Richard Pitino. Got the guards in last year, got the forwards in this season, and you best believe this team is hyped for March Madness. I don't know if you all heard what Jamal Mashburn Jr. said post-game on Friday, but it got people's attention around the state of New Mexico. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buck, A. Marie, joined by Vern K. this morning. So Jamal Mashburn Jr., he did the post-game interview on CBS Sports, and I was watching the game on CBS Sports because I was in Logan with women's basketball. And Jamal Mashburn Jr. asked by Pete Gillen, he said, what can this team do this season? Jamal Mashburn said, we can go to the Sweet 16 and beyond. Boom. He put it out there. Lobo fans haven't seen a Sweet 16. That's what they are clamoring for.
Yeah.
And is this team built to go on a deep run in March Madness? Well, our next guest is going to help us discuss college basketball. And before I introduce him, because he has become the favorite Sports Illustrated writer for Lobo basketball fans, I'm going to read just the opening paragraph to his recent column. New Mexico basketball is back home and better than ever. It says, the heart of the state of New Mexico sits a mile above sea level, but 37 feet below the ground, in a bunker-like structure that comes to life for basketball games on winter nights. Put that on a poster and put it outside the building. Kevin Sweeney, Sports Illustrated, joining us. Kevin, what's up, my man? How you doing?
Good, guys. Appreciate you having me on.
Thanks. So, what did you think of your experience at the Pit? I know you're going the rounds from West Coast basketball, Pac-12 to the Mountain West, because Lobo fans sure love the way you described that atmosphere. What was it like for you that night, Lobos and Boise State?
Yeah, it was special. It was really unique. I mean, I get to go to a lot of college basketball games. It's the coolest thing I get to do for my job. And I mean, it is as unique a place and as unique a fan base as there is in the country. And obviously, I was very fortunate to come for a game that was as exciting as that one. I'm not sure that you can script a better game to experience a great atmosphere than an overtime game with conference championship type implications. But the pitch showed out, and I'm certainly glad I made the trip because nothing you can see on TV does it justice the way that place gets when it's really loud and really amped up like it was that night. So cool trip, and hopefully I'll be back sometime soon.
And it's been a minute, about 8 years since this team was in the NCAA tournament. That first year with Craig Neal after Steve Alford left to UCLA, they brought the band back, had Kendall Williams, Alec Kirk, Cameron Bairstow. It was really good, and Lobo fans have been clamoring for it. And I think when you've experienced it before, it can kind of become, oh yeah, this is what this building is like. But how would you describe it, to a fan that hasn't been in that building, of just how loud it can get?
I mean, it just echoes in there. I mean, it just builds and builds and builds. The fans are super knowledgeable about college basketball, with the game flow, which is not always the case. The previous day I was at Arizona State, UCLA, and Arizona State had 5,000 students, and it was a really good atmosphere. But it was very much like we're supposed to cheer now. Oh my God! Like, let's scream! Like, everyone knew which referee to yell at. Yelling at them by name at New Mexico, which again it was kind of SEC football, Friday Night Lights. Like, the community just really cares. Right? I know those are just kind of dumb cliches, but it really felt like that. And again, you don't feel that in many places. College basketball is not that special in most places you will go and watch a game, and it is obviously in Albuquerque for New Mexico.
Hey, Vern K here, and so my question for you is, how much does the atmosphere at the pit play, from what you witnessed, play into the Lobos winning games and things like that, compared to other atmospheres that you may have seen traveling on the West Coast, different arenas that you may have been to?
Yeah, I mean, it gets you over the hump. When you have a crowd like that will come out when it's a late night game or terrible weather or whatever, like, people still come, like, that gets you over the finish line. And they needed that a few times in that game, and you kind of feel the crowd willing them to some of those late baskets that they needed to get over the hump and win it. So obviously that can happen anywhere, but I think in places like that, where I think when you're committing to New Mexico, you're committing to playing in front of a great fan base and committing to the whole community, not just to playing basketball there. And I think that's obviously a huge part of why New Mexico can be successful, is the fact that they have such good support both in game and really, not on game days too, which I think is unique.
Joined by Kevin Sweeney, college hoops writer for Sports Illustrated. You look at this New Mexico basketball team right now. Is Richard Pitino has hit home runs in the transfer portal the last 2 years, mixed it with young freshman Donovan Dent, able to develop some of the rotation players from last year. What is the ceiling for this Lobo basketball team?
Yeah, I think they can make the second weekend. I know that was what Jamal said. I know that's what everyone is clamoring for, and I think they have that level of upside. Obviously, it's matchup dependent, and we've seen some Mountain West teams get some really tough matchups early in the NCAA tournament. Last year was a great example of that, with Boise drawing Memphis and Colorado State drawing Michigan, teams that were hot and more talented than them. But I think when you have two elite guards and you have a big man who is, certainly capable of going against high major bodies, because he did it for 4 years at Wichita State, I think you feel pretty good about the fact that you're not going to get overwhelmed in any game. And the fact that you have two guards as dynamic scoring the basketball as Jamal Mashburn and Jalen House are, they can beat a really good team on their own, just if they get really hot. We've seen them do it on the road at St. Mary's and at San Diego State. They'll need those type of performances to get over the finish line in some of those high level, really competitive, really physical NCAA tournament games. But I think they have the pieces to make a little bit of noise once they get into the dance, and I think they will be dancing here with the resume they built so far.
New Mexico at Utah State tomorrow night. The top five in the Mountain West, all at large worthy right now. However, Utah State still looking for a quad one win, so this is a huge game for them with New Mexico coming to Logan, Utah. And you look at the Mountain West right now, what do you make of the top 5, and then a team like even UNLV, we saw them beat Nevada, and the top 5 is really good, and you can't take a night off against some of these other teams.
Yeah, I think what's made the league more difficult this year to project is last year the top 4 teams that all went dancing, for the most part, destroyed everyone else in the league. I think New Mexico picked off Wyoming once. I believe Utah State picked off San Diego State once. For the most part, the top 4 beat everyone below them and then beat up on each other, and that built resumes. This year, the league is a little bit deeper, where UNLV is 6th or 7th in the league. We know they can beat really good teams. Colorado State, won at St. Mary's. Took San Diego State to the wire a week ago. Like, they're 2-7 in the league. I wouldn't want to have to play them with Isaiah Stevens in the backcourt. So, San Jose State and Air Force, they're not the pushovers that they've been in the past. So, I think that's kind of the looming storyline for the league, for New Mexico, and for the rest of the top is, can you avoid some of those quote unquote bad losses to good teams? But I think because the league did good work in the non-conference, it's well positioned to build resumes and go dancing with. Hopefully, I think 4 teams is realistic. I don't think you're getting 5. I don't think Utah State is getting in. They have 2 bad losses and no good wins at this point. But I think the top 4 with San Diego State, Boise, New Mexico, and Nevada are all in really good shape.
A few more minutes talking college basketball with Kevin Sweeney here on the opening drive.
Hey, Vern here again. So you were saying that you really think that in the March Madness that 4 of these Mountain West teams could get in. What is your opinion on as far as what they would be ranked? Would that depend on, what happens obviously in the conference tournament? What do you think the highest seed would be for any of those 4 teams in March Madness in the 64?
Yeah, I think it'll be hard to get over that 6 or 7 line, which is where Colorado State capped out last year, just because I think there's been a bit of kind of everybody beating each other up, right? I think to get up higher than that, a team like a San Diego State or a team like New Mexico would have to just run through the league, and that just hasn't happened so far. So I think you're going to see all of them kind of ranked somewhere between 6 and an 11 seed. And I think San Diego State's probably best position right now to be that 6-7 range. I think Boise and New Mexico feel in that 8 to 9 seed range. And then I could see Nevada being more in the 10 or 11, essentially in the first 4 ahead of the Dayton like Wyoming had to do last year.
Now, Kevin, the Mountain West is in a really interesting spot this season because we're talking about 4 to 5 teams with a legitimate chance to go to the NCAA tournament, because it feels like the mid-majors, there's the names but not a lot of other teams fighting for at-large bids. What do you see just outside the power conferences this season?
Yeah, there's not a ton. Florida Atlantic and Charleston have both had really good years. And so they're in position, if they lose their conference tournaments, that they could potentially get that at large. But at the same time, I feel pretty good that they'll win their conference tournaments. They've been clearly the best teams in their league, and those are bid stealer situations. So that's a 1-bid league unless those teams lose in their conference tournament. The A10 is down at the 1-bid league. The WCC is going to get 2. I don't see a third. Gonzaga and St. Mary's, So I think that sets up well for the Mountain West to kind of steal some of those other bids that usually might go to the Atlantic 10, might go to the Missouri Valley, might go to Conference USA. But I also think that it's not set in stone that you get 4, because it could pretty quickly take a bad loss or 2, and it could wind up at 3, and even maybe sweating out that 3rd one, just because things can change quickly in February.
Yeah, that conference championship week too. As you mentioned, some of those other leagues, if they have an at-large quality team, you get one of those bid stealers, it changes everything. All right, lastly, Kevin, for you, looking at the Big 12, and all eyes have been on the Big 12, the depth of that conference. You had a Texas Tech team that was 0-8 in the Big 12. They were actually home favorites over Iowa State. Now, it took Iowa State blowing a big-time second-half lead for Texas Tech to win that game. But what are we seeing out of the Big 12 this season?
I mean, it's historically good in the sense that there is no bottom. Texas Tech has been the bottom. They've been the only team that teams have consistently beaten up on, and now they finally get over the hump. And we'll see if that maybe sparks them down the stretch. That's the type of performance that can kind of bring a team together, and I think that they're more talented than their record. But the biggest problem for Big 12 teams is you have to win enough games to be over 500 enough to make the NCAA tournament. Oklahoma is good enough to play in the NCAA tournament. Oklahoma State is good enough. But if they go 16-15, they're not dancing just because no one makes the NCAA tournament when you go 16-15. So that's the big storyline. Obviously, this great top with Kansas and Texas and Kansas State, Iowa State, potentially all national contenders near the top of the sport. But I'm more interested in the 6 through 9 range of the conference, and will those teams just get enough wins to go punch their ticket to March?
Kevin, man, appreciate the time, and Lobo fans love the article on the Pit, and great basketball stuff for us this morning, man. Thanks so much.
I appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.
Kevin Sweeney, Sports Illustrated, joining us there. So what is the ceiling for this team? Not just their run in March Madness, but you're looking at the seeding, because that is the great unknown. As you can feel good about your seed, and then you look at your opponent and you're like, uh-oh, you got a team that is hot coming into March Madness. It is the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Say my name, say my name.
Well, every other station calls it the big game.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Four Mountain West games tonight. The one to watch, San Diego State at Nevada. Aztecs 3-point favorites over Nevada. Wolfpack 6-3 in conference play, coming off their loss at UNLV. So you got Nevada, New Mexico, Utah State, all 6-3. Nevada has the 1-game edge over the Lobos, but they'll have the return game in the pit. Mexico and Utah State will meet for the first time in conference play tomorrow night. The Lobos have beat Boise State and San Diego State, but return games to come there. The Aztecs come to the pit. Lobos have to go up to Boise, Idaho. What is the ceiling for this Lobo basketball team? Talking with Kevin Sweeney, Sports Illustrated. He thinks they can be a second weekend team. Jamal Mashburn Jr. put it out there in the world. He said it on national television. He believes Sweet 16 and beyond for Lobo men's basketball. There's no doubt they're a tournament team. Something very bad would have to happen for them not getting at large bid at this point in time. The wins at San Diego State, at St. Mary's, which you hang your hat on. Beaten Boise State in conference as well. It's another quality win. You're getting an opportunity to see those teams again. Have another strong road win possibility tomorrow night. And Utah State, they are hungry for a quad one victory. And we're talking about quads. What does that all mean? Well, that's part of how they put the team sheets together. The net rankings are where the quadrants come into play. Yep. So you get quad 1, 2, 3, and 4 wins. Quad 1 wins are the best.
That's what you want.
That's what you want in your resume. You want to win all your quad 2, 3, and 4 games. And you really do not want to have quad 4 losses if you're trying to be an at-large team. That's the way to simplify the net rankings and the quad ranking systems when we get towards March. And for the Lobos, too, it's not just how deep could they go. Part of it is, and that's a good question, is what is their ceiling?
Mm-hmm.
And San Diego State right now might have the highest seed ceiling just because they're 8-1 in conference. And so the Aztecs, you could be looking at them as a pretty high seed. But get this. Our friend Jerry Palm, who joins us Thursdays at 8:30, the lead bracketologist for CBS Sports, he updated his bracket yesterday. He has the Lobos as a 6 right now, even with that loss at Nevada, because it wasn't necessarily a bad loss. And San Diego State as a 7. So that's what kind of Kevin was talking about. 6 or 7 on the seed line right now seems to be the ceiling. But if one of these teams does do something crazy, if the Lobos were to sweep San Diego State, win the Mountain West tournament, that's a 4 or 5 seed basketball team. That possibility is there for the Lobos.
Definitely.
Yeah, but if you figure the Lobos might take another loss or 2 in conference, because Boise State, that's a revenge game for them, just like the Lobos are going to have a revenge game for Nevada when they come to the pit. Like 1 or 2 of those losses. If you lose in the conference tournament, if it's to one of those teams, then yeah, you're looking at the Lobos probably more 7 to 8 range. So the ceiling could be 4 to 5 if you do something crazy. Most likely 7 to 8. And then it's just, who do you match up with? Because last year, to Kevin's point, Colorado State goes into an NCAA tournament. They were really good. They had a first-round draft pick on the team, David Roddy.
Mm-hmm.
And they just went up against Michigan.
Yeah, good luck.
That at-large team that came in riding high, like started really getting going late in the season. And a Boise State team comes in against a Memphis team that was really talented, but didn't have a good year.
Yeah.
And that's your first-round matchup, and you're just like, well, here we go.
Yeah.
And so that's the challenge. Is we see the ceiling and the potential, but you won't know until that Sunday afternoon, right there when that bracket comes out, just truly what your tournament ceiling looks like.
Yeah, it's something I talked about this past Saturday with the Lobos ceiling. It also is going to depend on who they're matched up with. Is it going to be an athletic team that's got wings that are all 6'5", 6'6", or is it going to be a dominant team that has a lot of guards? You don't know until that selection show comes out.
That's why if you push your seeding higher, the hope is you get a better matchup. And I think for the Lobos, at getting into the NCAA tournament, I'm all in on it. This team, it's not about rebuilding. It's built right now.
Mm-hmm.
Stay out of the 8-9 game. Like, if anything, so you don't have to see a number 1 seed in the second round. It's like you'll take any other seed, just stay out of the 8-9 game.
That's the danger zone.
You just don't want to have that number 1 seed right off the bat. Number 1 seeds right now, according to Jerry Palm in his updated bracket: Purdue, Alabama, Arizona, and Kansas State. That's just 8. There's upsets in the 8, 9, and 1 games. There are some upsets, but that's just the one thing. Happy with anything else, avoid 8, 9, and be feeling pretty good.
I agree with that.
Because you get to that second round, none of these matchups are going to be easy, man. Lobo fans know that. They've been burned so many times. Harvard.
So many
thinking
years.
that's the Sweet 16.
So many
They're
years.
booking their trips to the next weekend, and then Harvard happened. But this team has second weekend talent. It's not just the talking heads, not just the fans around here. That's a national writer, Kevin Sweeney, coming in Sports Illustrated. He's all over the country watching college basketball, and he's the one that said it. And so buy what Jamal Mashburn Jr. is selling. And when you watch this basketball team, they do have the pieces. The backcourt, the front court, the depth when it comes to the guards. I thought it was really impressive seeing, Donovan Dent, he turned his ankle. And so the Lobos usually are closing the game with those 3 guards, Dent, House, and Mashburn on the floor. You got a little bit different look. KJ Jenkins has shown you, he's more than just a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy that can calm things down in the backcourt. Look how much you talked about KJ after the UNLV game when he wasn't available.
It's his defensive effort and his energy off the bench that I like. Yeah. It's a spark plug, either on the offensive side of the ball, defensive side of the ball, or both. And he's only going to get better on the defensive side of the ball. That's usually the last thing to come with younger players is, they can shoot, they can get it going on offense. Usually it's the defense that kind of lags a little bit. But like I said, he's that energy, he's that spark plug.
And you combine that with Dent off the bench, you got yourself a really good rotation with what Jamal Mashburn Jr. and Jalen House bring to the table. And things tighten up in the tournament. Like, foul trouble, if that happens, it's going to be frustrating. But Morris Udeze, Josiah Alec, that 6, 7 players, they're going to play all the minutes. You get to the NCAA tournament, you don't need to be going 9, 10 deep. Like, those guys are playing all the minutes they can handle. And with those 5 to 7 players, you're talking KJ Jenkins and Donovan Dent off the bench, this Lobo basketball team absolutely has a high ceiling. JJ Buck, A-Marie Vern K. It is the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
And just like we're selling you on the Lobos, I have been selling you on 377 Brewery, which is your go-to place. And if it's not, I am going to tell you why. It is your go-to place for pregame, postgame, for all your Lobo events, especially right now. We're hosting pregame Lobo events. Right now, the Lobos are on the road, so we don't have an event till February 7th when they take on Nevada at home. It's going to be a big game. We do them 2.5 hours before the game, and you're like, hey, Marie, what is so special about these pregame Lobo events? Well, one, it's a local brewery, 377. The owner's born and raised from here, and they have amazing food and drink specials. You're like, okay, breweries, all breweries, like most restaurants, bars, whatever, they have food. No, these food is different at 377 Brewery. It was almost 100% scratch kitchen before the pandemic. It's getting back to it. They make everything fresh and to order. I'm talking all ingredients, even their chips. And at these pre-games, we've had wing specials. The wings are amazing. And if you said you've had better wings else, then you haven't had them at 377 Brewery, okay? They've had the fish and chips, fresh chips, fresh. They make their own chips. And green chili cheeseburger, they take their burger serious there, okay? I can't sell you on this menu enough, and you're going to get it at a good price, and you're going to match it with one of their best beers, because it's like a European-style beer. It's just delicious. So come out for the food, the drink, the prize giveaways, next week as we take on Nevada February 7th. It's 377 Brewery. Don't forget, come try the wings, come try the burgers, come try the fish and chips, come try the almost scratch kitchen, guys. I can't tell you enough. And I'll see you at the next pregame against Nevada. 377 Brewery on the corner of the northwest corner of Yale and Gibson, or check them out at 377brewery.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who...
Oh, tomorrow we're diving in New Mexico and Utah State. For you crybabies out there. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610. The Sports Animal, JJ Buck, Amory Byrne, K holding it down with you on a Tuesday morning. What should happen? You know, gut reactions. We gave our gut reactions to the Super Bowl yesterday. Where you lean in Philadelphia and Kansas City. Been talking a lot about the quarterback market this morning. And I think out of nowhere, I've sold myself on Lamar Jackson to the Atlanta Falcons. Let's do it. Let's get it done. If Baltimore, if you're unsure of what you want to pay him, and I get it, it's contract negotiations, it's going back and forth, it's business, it's what you do. You want to guarantee a full contract? No, teams don't want to do that. I understand it. Players want to hold out for as much money as possible. That's the business side of it. But if I'm Atlanta, I'm monitoring that situation because that feels like a home run destination. Look at what they did with Mariota and Desmond Ridder.
Cincinnati.
And Lamar Jackson will be 26 years old next year. He's still got his athleticism. He's still going to use it. Mark Andrews was a baller. So he uses his tight end. Well, they got Kyle Pitts. And they don't just have a first-round receiver. They have the first receiver drafted in last year's draft, Drake London. That's a little bit different than taking the wide receiver at the end of the first round, Rashard Bateman, who just wasn't healthy this year for the Ravens, who just can't quite get the skill position players going around Lamar Jackson outside of Mark Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
So you're playing the what-if game. You're looking forward because the offseason has started for everyone else other than Kansas City and Philadelphia. And all those teams are sitting there going, how do we get like them? What do we do to try to compete with those teams? Because, yeah, you look into AFC, have fun.
That's the blueprint.
Have fun trying to beat Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow right now. Now, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence. Which one of those guys will be the Ben Roethlisberger in this situation? If you're saying, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, that's Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning 2.0. They're going to be dominating the championship games. Well, Ben Roethlisberger got his Steelers there, won his ring. Which one of those guys, even being a Jaguars fan?
Yeah, you see the look on my face. Don't ask me this because it ain't going to be my boy TL.
Being
honest.
Who?
Is that what we call him, TL?
TL.
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know. Okay.
Sunshine.
I'm not
Trevor
cool.
Lawrence.
Sunshine.
Yeah, I mean,
Josh Allen would make the most sense.
So Josh Allen.
Are we talking about because what? Like
so who's
size and
going
whatnot?
to break up one of those two for a year?
I'm going Josh Allen. Hey, Marie, I'm taking that. I'm sold on that. And I'm
thinking why people are saying that though, because is it the team he's on? Is his physicality? Is it like what is it? He's only going to win one.
It's the team he's
in his
on.
time.
And I say that because for some reason, they can't get it together as far as on the defensive side of the ball with putting together talent around talent, if that makes sense.
And they thought, so two teams did the right thing this offseason. It was the Bills, because they looked at the roster and they're like, what do we need? Let's go sign Von Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's go get that elite pass rusher, which Von Miller still has at this stage of his career, and then attack. Well, unfortunately, Von Miller got hurt, and we saw in that game that the Bills could get zero pass rush on the Cincinnati Bengals when everyone else could. And then the same thing for Cincinnati. They did everything right as they invested in the offensive line, and then all those guys happened to get hurt, but they still got to the conference championship game. So it just feels like, and the world told you, because everyone tuned in to watch Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes. The highest rated conference championship game in the past 4 years. Like, people see like this is the next. I keep going back to it because it's true. Because Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, those are the guys you're like, all right, we got to get past them to get to a Super Bowl.
There you go. They're the elite of the elite.
So that's why I'm saying, can Josh Allen nudge in there? Will it be Justin Herbert? Is it Trevor Lawrence? To have one of those years that Ben Roethlisberger had. Like, Ben Roethlisberger was really good throughout his career. He was not playing in the amount of Super Bowls those other guys are playing.
But so that's consistent.
Yeah. And so Josh Allen's going to be consistent. Justin Herbert is going to be consistent. People are all in on Trevor Lawrence now. That he's a real NFL head coach leading the way.
Yeah.
And they took those steps in the second half of the season, winning games with a ton of pressure on them. I think that's going to be an interesting thing in the AFC. Is who can have one of those moments, because those are good quarterbacks. Those are going to be really good football teams. You still know that whatever happens, even with Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes getting paid, those teams are still always going to be right there.
Yeah, I feel like those two are the A class, and everyone else is in the B and the C.
Everyone else forgot to check in for their boarding pass.
Yeah.
And they're looking down, they're like, C32, I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah. Well, you got to get to the A group. You got to get to the A group.
And so that's what everyone's going to be fighting in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
In the NFC, it's the rosters, man. Look at Philadelphia and San Francisco. The roster construction is just outrageous.
It is.
Like, I want my scouts scouting their scouts
Mm-hmm.
for what they have done.
You need to learn from them.
Yeah.
How can we get better as an organization?
And I think there is a lot of potential to pop. The AFC seems pretty stable. The top 5 to 6 teams, pretty stable, pretty set. Because all of a sudden you throw into those veteran quarterbacks in Miami, they become interesting. Eric Carr and that offense. But the NFC has teams that Atlanta, which, man, if you can get Lamar Jackson, you won 7 games. And for as bad as we think these teams are, because if you're thinking right now, you're sitting there, thinking about the NFL, you're not thinking about the Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints. You're like, no. They're 7-win teams. And that's winning 7 games is on the cusp of all of a sudden winning 10, 11 games. Being a playoff team that we're talking about. And so I think that there's more pop potential for a team in the NFC to come up and compete, even with how stacked the rosters are with Philadelphia and San Francisco. But who can be that third person in the AFC? That is what we're going to find out. All the pressure was on Josh Allen. They were the preseason Super Bowl favorites. They bowed out to the guy that just is better. And that was Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals in that moment. And so this offseason, that's what the AFC teams are going to be fighting for. Is how can you be that third? How can you try to break up the band just for a season or two? And the NFC, I think there's some fascinating scenarios because of the wide openness outside of the top 2. There's teams, so many teams that are going to be looking for quarterbacks. The entire NFC South is going to be looking for a quarterback. Someone is going to win that division. Someone is going to get to the playoffs. Just because you win a division and get to the playoffs doesn't mean you're going to win anything. We just saw that with Tampa Bay.
I got a good question for you.
Yeah.
This is funny. A-Marie, does Cincinnati's mayor get reelected?
How are they feeling about that?
How are they feeling about him?
Are they blaming it on him?
He's gonna get No, they're not. They're not gonna blame it on him.
Yeah, jabroni.
They're not gonna blame it on him. We're gonna work on that offensive line for the Cincinnati Bengals. That's what the mayor's gonna do.
Try to find some more free agents. Hey, Marie, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Great job.
Great job. Thanks
Vern,
for coming,
thanks for
Brandon.
joining us.
Hey, thank you.
People will check you out Saturdays.
Saturday mornings, chop it up with your boy Vern K, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every Saturday.
Right here on the Sports Animal. We got the Jim Rome Show coming up next. Colin Cowherd fellas at 1. The boys tune in on with you at 4 o'clock. We're back tomorrow. Utah State, New Mexico. It is game day. We'll break it all down for you, everybody. Meta World, peace and love. Have a great day.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
or the ones who go before all others?
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. Clark's